Hello everyone. I am going to try something different today on this book of Daydreamers. I had just finished coloring this page last night as I was watching a movie. How can you watch a movie and paint? I don't know, but I do enjoy it. So I am going to use my different kinds of folk art metallics. I have a ton of them. I was doing dotting and painting pictures, rocks, whatever. And I just thought it would be fun to try some of these and see how I can do. If you have acrylic paints laying around, we do watercolors, we do Intense watercolor pencils, which I know they're not watercolor, but they're water activated. And I just thought, let's see if I can't use some of my acrylic paints too. I'm not one to just stick with one thing, although I love my pencils. They are my favorite. But I thought, let's see if we can't paint a picture, something so small like this, in my metallic paints. Because they are beautiful. And I had gotten so many of them because I was enjoying the dotting. I don't know if you've ever tried it, but look it up. It is fun. There, I moved my keyboard. That should help. So look at how pretty that already is. It's actually early in the morning. It's still quiet out. I know you shouldn't do this, but I always just use my lids. This one was really heavily drying up. So I worked and worked until I got this one watered down to where it came into a consistency that I could paint with it. And we do everything else with our color books. And then some of you might have a whole little thing full of tool painting acrylic paints that you've used. I go through mine every 6 months and shake them up and add water if they're drying up. Some of them I've had for 7-8 years. And I have a lot because I loved painting. Okay, so what else should we do? Maybe here. I gotta remember I gotta do the same thing on the other side, so don't do anything too crazy. Let's see. Then we can come in with our pencils if we want. maybe our watercolor pencils or our intense pencils. I just thought it'd be fun to do something a little different. And this paper is so heavy in these books. I just love it. I was using my Kessel Art pencils on the other side. Seems like we put away our pencils or whatever in between. So I just pulled a few of these colors. Let's see if we can find some that aren't. Okay, this is pretty intense. This is a Blue Sapphire by Folk Art Metallic. So I'm gonna try this. I imagine, just like anything else, you can water these a little bit and bring them into more of a shading, which would be fine. Just like that. I hear my neighbor's dog awake. It's early in the morning when I'm doing this. It's a Saturday morning, and I just thought I want to do something fun this morning before I start my day and get things going. I'll give it a try and see what happens anyway. Let's see. Where else? Maybe these little guys. And this is thicker rather than runny and wet. I don't know what all we're going to do here. Let's see if my purple is okay. I got a couple of purples. Yep, this one's pretty good. This little brush that I'm using is from Royal Nickel. Well, it's just called Royal now, Royal Majesty. And it's a 3/0. And you can get these off of Amazon. So you could do your colored pencils first, or you could do these first. This brand of, let's see which one, this one, I bought in a whole kit. And this one too, the Shutter Art, I got a whole little kit of them. That's the one I think I got the kit of. I think this one will do every other one. And the main thing, I think, is just not to let it be clumpy. Just keep pulling out the color. And then we can mix our pencils in if there's something we want to do, or watercolor the background, which would be pretty. Watercolor would be so the opposite of what we are doing. So I don't know. I just thought it would be fun and different. Okay. I have my little jar. I use the same jar over and over, and you can tell it's my watercolor jar. The one I use all the time. So let's see if this green. You don't know when you open them what you're going to get. Like that copper was, good thing I opened it. It was looking like, okay, we need to mix this one in more. I keep them stored on their side. I have a little shelf and a little box. Let's see. I'm going to have to get a Q-tip because that's all oil. I better shake it up a little more. This is a pretty green. Gotta put some muscle in it. Clean my brush off and start again. Okay, where were we? Oh, right here. That's better. That's a pretty green, isn't it? I'm just leaving my little lids here. It's not that hot out to where they're going to dry up that fast. Still pretty cool this morning. It didn't get that cold last night. And when you're used to sleeping when it's cool, makes a difference. I didn't sleep as well last night because it seemed like it was too warm. I'm not going to try anything like double layering or do half and half colors and blend them, which you can. I just simply want to see what it's going to look like. I think a little watercolor in here would be pretty. Okay. I'm going to do this side now. Just something different. Kind of fun. And I have used eyeliner brushes if you can't find a teeny little brush to do something in. Let's go back here. And of course, this isn't as forgiving if you get out of the line. So you want to go slow. And if you get too much paint, just wipe it off and wash it off. And you just want to keep your brush just with a thin little bit of paint on it. Felt like I had some clumps, which could be because this paint was really dry. But it watered up pretty good, so I put some water in my whole bottle, and I've got it sitting off to the side there. When I get done, I'll go find something, the other end of a brush or something, and I will stir it and stir it until I get it a good consistency again. Because they can last for a long time if you take care of them. But there are some things that just weren't good to start with. And they'll just dry up no matter what, and you can't stop it. Alright, so we need a little bit of this in here. Maybe right here. And I sprayed my book so when we, on that side, so those colors are sealed. Okay. I'm trying to bring some of the colors similar from over there over here is what I'm trying to do. So we've used the copper, we've used that. We need some of this purple in here. So we'll do our dots. And we got this little thing. Do that dot. There's one. We could do this little V. Like that. And what else should we do? We got to bring some blue over yet. So, Heidi-ho. Maybe we'll just go down those lines. Like that. We could do this. It's just surprisingly working well. So I thought I'd grab my camera and see while we're doing this. And I thought grab some of my dotting tools, and we're going to do the blue. So it's just a tool. You can use head of a pen, you can use a pencil, you can use anything, and all we're going to do is do the a little bit of dotting on it. Where else could we? Maybe in here? Let's see. That definitely brought some of this blue in. So I have to remember. Let's switch sides to the teeny one. And let's switch colors. Let's do a little more of the copper. Excuse me. Some of these dots that are already black. This is the teeny little dot. Oh, here's some that we forgot over here. So we could do, we're just having fun. We're just being creative. So now it's going to be fun trying to be creative on the same way on the other side. Well, it will work. So you can even paint with them. Like that. So we could put a few green dots, maybe in here. And this. I've wanted to do something dotted in this book for the longest time. Not this book, but in my coloring book. All right, let's let that dry, and let's see if we can match up the other side. Move my water out of the way and just turn it around and make sure we're in the camera, and we are. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Let's go back to our brush. Let's finish any copper that we did on the top. So we did these little guys. Like that. And we did this one. So we did that. We've done that. So we've got these down here. I don't think he's any prettier than if we would have used our pencils for sure. But it's just something different. I had ordered some cups, coffee cups, from a shop online. It came in a really pretty little box divided by 4. And I just couldn't throw that box away. And I thought, what can I do? Oh, my water back over here now. So I just set it sideways, and I put my paints in, all of my metallic paints in there. Okay, so it looks like blue is popping out. So we did this. You want to go slow. You want to be really relaxed when you do this. You don't want to be tense in any shape, way, or form. This is not like you can erase the lines. And let's see. Da, 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 da. You want to put just enough paint on your brush so you can pull it. And keep pulling it until there's nothing left to pull. But yet there's still plenty of paint to cover. And that way it's going to be even. And so we did this little guy. And this you have to be careful of so that you don't smear it. So you have to keep working below where you're at. Okay, so what, green? Let's see. We used quite a bit of green on this one. And so we did this little guy. Okay. And we did all these little dots, little circles. Like that, and we skipped the first one, we got the second one. I put a little too much on there, but if you spread it out, and you can pick it up with your brush too. Just keep wiping your brush. Okay, and then we did this whole line. I think I need to shake this again because the oil is separating, or whatever it is, the media that they put in it. There we go. Some of these aren't opaque to start with. You can see through them. Like that. They are just a little bit different. All right, so what else? We did those, that. Those are green too, okay. And after we get done, we want to make sure it's good and dry before we do anything else. Okay, and it's green in here. Like that. The only thing is we got our dots, and this bottom one is green. All right. I think we got all the green. Now we gotta do what? Blue? No, purple. We got some purple. The sun's starting to come in my window and my eyes. I may have to get up and put something over that. Okay, so now we got purple. I'm telling myself so I remember what I'm doing. Just like that. And I should be rotating my brush It will help you when your brush starts bending. I don't know if you can see it, but it starts bending the way that you're pulling it. And if you keep turning your brush, it will help keep it straighter. Goes with your pencils too. If we would remember to rotate them, we keep them sharper longer. I watched a video. It reminded me of a hoarder. This lady had over 10,000 pencils. 10,000. I was like, oh my gosh. So she took them. I guess she's been doing this for a long time. It was almost like, okay, I thought I was bad because I have 3 different sets of pencils. And like, okay, that is crazy. 10,000. I can't remember if she said it took her 6 days to get organized, but she mixed them by colors and not by brands. And she says, I don't care what some people say, you can mix your colors. You have more color variety that way. And she didn't care whether they were oil, whether they were... And I looked, she's been on for a long time. But I was like, oh my gosh, 10,000? I guess I kept thinking how much money that was. It's like, wow. And most of them were pencils. And then she donated a bunch of them, which was really nice. I think to the handicapper group. Which was a good thing. Okay. I have a plant in the window. When it gets up past that, then I can see again. So far it's not on my desk. The sun is really weird. In the summertime it gets dark in the part of the house that I live in the most. But in the winter it's fairly bright. But I've just noticed it's just getting darker and darker in here, and it's like, you would think after all these years I would realize it's the summertime when it gets so dark in here. And I sat right next to a window, so I get the morning. The morning sun. I'm here yet. So, I think we got all the green. So what do we got left? We got the purple, the green, do the blue, and then we'll do the okay, down here. Oh, we only did the dots. Okay, so we can do the copper next. Clean my brush. So we need the copper. I'm gonna have fun getting this back in my jar. But it's squished out in like a little blob. Okay, let's see. Well, we didn't do too bad at matching up the other side. Let's just do a double check. Nope, not even a hint coming through. So that's good. Okay, let's see. It starts right. And I want to make sure it dries really good before I put any watercolor intense water soluble ink pencil on it. We're just gonna have fun with all kinds of stuff today. Okay, did we get it all? I think we got it all. I think while we're in here, I'm going to do some copper on his body. Trying to just almost leaving a space between them. I'm trying. I'm not totally 100% successful at this. I think the bottom will just give it a little. Okay. Always clean your brush and do not leave it set in the water. These newer brushes are so much better. They're a plastic body where, and even this is plastic, where the paint doesn't peel off. I used to have so many that the paint would just peel right off, and it was just so aggravating. Okay, there's no dots on the top in the copper. And so we got the little side here and here. I think we need to do the bigger side first. So we got some blue where started about here, 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 and here. Okay, then we went into the green. It looks like we used the smaller side. And we did 3 little dots here. And 5 little dots from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go back over that one. 5. Okay, did we get them all? Okay, all the dots on the top are done. So we have no more green dots on the bottom, but we have blue on the bottom. That's how we brought it in with the fatter. Okay, where's this thing? Oops, we didn't paint that. That's green. Okay. So there's 2 dots here. And we got 2, 1, 2. You have to lift up quickly because sometimes it's stringy and that string will fall. And then we got 2 here. And then a 1. Oh, we got to do the purple lines too. Okay. And then 1, 2. We got 1 here and 1 here. And we went back to the copper on the small side. I just did 1 here, 1 here. I've got in between. Okay, so we forgot a green line. I guess I should say I forgot. There. What else did we forget? A the green. I can hear you all saying, but I can't hear you. And when I was doing it was very plain. Oh, sure. I heard you now. The purple. Okay. Let's make his little eyeballs purple. This little spot, whatever that is. And then let's bring in some green. We're going to make its little head green. And these two spots here. And then we'll make that little center part blue. And that will tie it all together. Like that. And we could make the bottom part little blue, coming up like that. Do a little blue here. A little blue here. This is when you could dip your paint, your brush in some water, and then blend it out. And I think that's all we're gonna do. All right. So this side is dry for sure. Let me put my lids on for now. Where's my green? There it is. I have many colors. And I'm going to take a little piece of paper and put it over my lid with the copper, because I'm going to probably just set it on top, set it off to the side. So let's try and turn my book this way so I don't want to touch this side. This side I know is good and dry. Don't do that. If anything, tap it. Tap, tap. That way, if it's not dry, you're not going to smear it all over your... Okay. Now we're going to get out our intense watercolors. Oh, let's see. I have a green. That would be pretty. And these are the ones that are I need another color. I want to do a two-tone. Let's try this one. I'll just try them. I haven't messed with these very much. So, okay. So you can kind of do like a coloring if you want. In between. Maybe in here. Maybe in here. Let's try. This one's a darker. And this one is a graphite. So let's just try it and see. Okay, so I'm just gonna wet this brush. Usually I have a little lid or something with some water. We could use the top of this lid. And we'll just try it out. Sorry, didn't mean to knock you around. And I keep a little bit of water, and that's all I want, just a teeny bit of water. You're still shaking, I'm sorry. Lay those down. I'm just going to pull that watercolor down. I'm going to keep working it until it looks like I've activated it all. Like that. Now I got to pull this up. Well, this is dark enough that it almost covered that little dot. And I just might have to come back and work on it. So this may or may not work. It may or may not look pretty. I don't know. I'm just going to have to give it a shot and see what happens. But I'm using the teeniest bit of water. Just bringing it down. Okay. Oops, there's another spot. And if you want it to be permanent, it has to be all activated all the way through. That's why they will take a little piece of plastic and put it on and wet it, and then use that to color. Then you know it's all activated. Okay, so you can take your pencil and come back in here and darken anything you want. So you have to wet it enough to get it activated. And you can get it pretty darn dark. I don't know if you can see how little that is, but it is very dark. We're just giving this a little shading. Put a little bit of water. And you can still blend it out more unless you let it set for a long time. How long, I don't know. I'm just repeating what I've learned. Okay, so that's pretty. Let's put a little darker in here. A little more water. A little darker in here. And pull it down. So you're just shading it again. And like you would with a pencil, where you want it darker, you're going to come back in and make it heavier. But the teeniest bit of water will work. So I like that. Let's do a little bit at the top. I'm going to make it darker at the top and darker at the bottom. Just like that. Okay. And your acrylics have it dry. So what other color could we use in here? We did that green. I'm just going to stick with the, how about a purple? I'm sure I've color swatched these out, but I'm not sure what color this is. Okay, these were Leaf Green 116 and Meadow number 10. And now we're going to try a Deep Rose. Whoops. So we don't need to do everything in here. Okay. Let's put some up in here. A little bit on the top here. I know if I sharpened it, it probably would help. So let's see. That's pretty, huh? I put a little too much water. So you can actually put some of your colors around then. Scooping it up and putting it somewhere else. See, it made it, it will lay flat because it's such a small area, but because I put so much water on it, it's just puckering. And I just didn't need that much water. I wasn't careful. Okay. This is fun if it's not, even if the butterfly doesn't turn out, it is fun playing with something new. Okay. And in your color books, the only way that this would get weird is if you got it wet. But if you got your book wet, it's not going to be your only problem. Okay. So you can just kind of leave some white spaces too. And let's just come back in here. That was too dry. Let's pull a little bit down. Kind of blend it out. This part takes some patience. Because you just kind of want to shade it a little bit. And the more layers you start putting on it, the darker and more intense it will get. So remember that. Don't cover the whole thing up. Leave some white, leave some really pale color, and it will be prettier. Let's see. Right here, we'll just darken it like that. And right down in here. And no, you don't have to be a watercolorist to do this. Just have fun. Now, I haven't been to Hobby Lobby to see if you can buy these individually. But I know online you can, so one of my sweet ladies who left a suggestion said, any pencil set that you can buy individually, just go buy a few of them and see if you like them. I thought that is a good idea. Not everybody lives close to them. I know that because I don't live close either. I have to drive a ways away. Now I'm just going to water this bottom part down a little bit and spread it out. Just pulling some of that color down. Well, I don't know about you, but I think that is very pretty. I'm very happy. I'm glad I filmed it. Okay. Now to do the other side is what we need to do. So first, let's start with cleaning our brush out. And this book is probably going to slide around. Let's see, how can I get closer to it? Let me readjust myself here. Okay, let's get you in the center. Voila, we're in the center. Here comes the sun. If it gets too much, it's almost up. All right, I'm going to put my little pan of water. I got my brushes. So let's put this beautiful lavender color. I think that's so pretty. I really, really, really like this. All right, so I'm just pulling myself out a little water and taking some off. Let's see. We did this color green in here. else down in here. And then we went just looking for the green, just looking for the green. Here. And here. This one we did this one at the bottom. And I think we did this one here. And that one there. That's copper, okay. And then the rest I think we did in the other colors. So let's get started. So I took some water and I just pulled it up like that. And that seems to help. And I have my little Kleenex I can. So let's get this little butterfly painted. I'm doing it backwards, but let's see where we at. Here. Oh, here. Okay. I'm just making sure it gets wet and activated. But then I also have heard people that use it and don't even activate it in one way or the other. So I think you just need to play with it and see. I think even getting the basic colors, if you just went and got a few of the basic colors, would be fun. I'm gonna try something. See if you can lift it out. You can a little bit, but not much. Okay, where else did we get? Right here. And that's there. Okay. I think we got all the spots. It really takes the teeniest bit of water. You can use the water pencils or the water brushes I just find it's easier most of the time on something especially like this, because a lot of times you drop more water than you want. I find it a little easier to control this with a little water brush, or a little brush. Because those darn things, when you least expect it, drop. I need a drink. Hold on. They drop more water than you want. And then you got kind of a mess. Trying to get the water up and trying to get the pigment. Goodness. Okay. I think we got all the green. We did darken in here though, didn't we? Okay. Remember, your little brush carries water at the end too. I'm just taking some. I should have been showing you that. So I'm kind of hitting and missing because I'm putting it down more intently. I'm going to clean my brush, put a little more water. And I'm going to start bringing that out. We're just giving it a little shadow, a little depth. Okay. Now we get to go back to our wonderful color. I love this. I really do. Okay, so we've got in here it's a little hard to put it down in there because of the acrylic, but you just need a little bit, so you just got to get it around in there. And if it's really hard, all you have to do is use your brush on your pencil, right? All right, let's see what we got. Just see how I picked up some color over there? This just needed to be a little more intense. When your color quits moving, then your brush is dry. I think he's turning out really pretty. I am very, very pleased. This was so much fun using this. Indeed, it was. It was something different. All right. Let's intensify a little bit. Let's see, across here we got a little darker on that side. And on one end of this, it's a little more intense. And up here, okay. Let's see how it wasn't doing nothing. That was like, okay, put some more water on me. Oh, I just love this. Let's see if we can do it just a little bit more on the sides. This was a fun experiment, for sure. I'm just trying to match up the other side and how and you won't get them exactly, not. Wow. This was fun. Let's see. Oops. Just a little bit more intense. Wow. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I have, because this this was fun. It took an hour and a half to do our little bug. Let's see, where is it? There it is. Can you see the... Isn't that pretty? And it's got just a little sparkle, like you. Let your light sparkle today. I think I'm going to put just a little bit. We got a few seconds here we can spare. Let's put a little bit of stardust. Just a little bit. Little here, little there. I always take my nozzle and pull it around. Oh yeah. There's something about adding a little sparkle that intensifies the colors even more. Got that. Wow. Talk about a drama queen. That little butterfly has now become the drama queen. I don't know if you can see the sparkles. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Wow. I hope you enjoyed this one this morning. This was fun. If you liked it, please leave me a memo. And if you have any suggestions, you can leave me a memo. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It will not only help me, but you'll know whenever I put one out. And I do put one out usually every day. Sometimes I'll finish up in the evening and it'll pop out late at night. But if nobody's told you that they love you today, let me tell you from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And I do say I love you. And it's not just words. I am truly grateful for all my subscribers and all the people who watch. You have a good day, and tell someone today you love them. Because everybody has value and worth. And hearing those words, I love you, means so much when it's so easy to say. Have a good day.